leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you'll discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life. On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. Torn for the wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you'll discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life. Walk with determination, feel the fire. On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. Torn for the wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you'll discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in With determination, feel the fire. On the road to destiny, find the path.
Whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome on in. Hello, my name is... Oh, wait. Almost did the bad thing there. Hello, my name is Joshua Vleezy. I am the Unknown Prophet. Welcome into the Ethereal Fire Readings. Welcome on in. I use my homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot, to put you on the path that's right for you. I will help guide your way and light your world ablaze. So my only goal is to lead you to the best, most fantastic life that you can possibly live. And I am just here to help you, give you the best advice that I can give you, using the gifts that have been given to me by the gods above and the guides that I listen to. So welcome on in, and I hope that you get what you are here to hear, because I will tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I will not hold back and not sugarcoat a damn thing here. So just so you know what to expect here, these are my cards. They are the 5 Paths Tarot. I'm in the process of trying to publish them. I'm starting to work back on writing the words down. I thought I lost everything, and a good friend of mine, 420 guy, shout out to you if you're around, helped remind me that I might have saved that thing in one of the cloud thingies that are kind of included in your computer system. So I took a shot, and I like, oh wait, I think I did save it somewhere. Clinky, clinky, clinky. I found it. Now I can kind of resume my work, because I thought I'm going to have to start all over from scratch again, and I was like getting to the point where I was actually putting words down for the other cards, and it was starting to go. I was getting down to, almost all the way through my major arcana, and then, the other ones are going to be pretty simple and pretty easy to say what they're all about. So it's the major arcana ones that are the hardest, because those are the ones that are the bare essentials of my story of how the deck became created in the first place, And with your love and support and your guys' generosity and your guys' just coming here and giving me those likes and follows and subscriptions from time to time, that all goes to that benefit as well. And one of the things that I've been working on is upgrading my stream and making it a little bit my own thing. Today, as you noticed, a brand new opening. This is an AI generated song, guys, so I own that content. I can use it however I want now, so you'll hear the new kind of some new stuff going forward. So it's a lot more of my own original content now. No more copyright strikes, no more all of that stuff. We may play some music from time to time in the background, but maybe I'll have some AI help me write some more stuff that we can play in the background, that would give people, maybe I'll have it do every single card. I'm not going to have AI do my deck for me. That's just dumb. I'm not doing that. But it was kind of fun to experiment with it for a little bit. And welcome in, D. It's good to see you, my son. I did, like I said, I just had to get a couple of things done in the morning, and a lot of it was making sure my opening was going to be opening the right way, making sure the right song was playing at the right time. Kind of wanted to listen to it as it was going on, so I couldn't pay attention to too many things at once. So then I think we talked about everything we really needed to talk about anyway, because, from one person who's been through what you've been through, it is the hardest thing you'll ever go through, building up these kind of relationships with people. The good ones take time. The good ones take effort. The good ones take you working together as a team and growing together as that couple. True love and what a soulmate will be is it will just seem like when it is meant to happen, everything will start to happen in the right timing, in the right place, and you just have to start following that heart of yours and allowing your heart to guide you, and then asking her to accept your heart and doing that in return for her, and just giving it the time and space it needs to become whatever it will be. If somewhere down the line you find out maybe things don't work out, well, then you can worry about that down the road. Yeah, exactly. Be more patient. And that's my only critique, is just slow down, be more patient. I told you, this is my intuitional advice and my Papa Bear kind of advice. You need to either slow it down and take the time it's going to take to build this relationship the way it needs to be, so it will be a healthy, good relationship. And if you try to go too fast with it, it will become toxic and it won't last very long. You can do a reading if you want, buddy. I'm here for you. You know that the cards don't lie, and I don't either. So this is the unknown prophet, though. This isn't Papa Bear anymore. So unknown prophet going to tell you exactly what you need to hear, boy. So give me the numbers, and we'll see what they got to tell me. What is your question, though? Let's find out, though. That if you want this to be the advice that you hear, and this is the advice tell me what I really need to hear. And whatever. Well, that's up to you. Don't enter the queue if you don't know what you want to ask. Come on. I mean, what is it? What do you really want to know? You don't even have to ask the question out. You just have to think it. You don't have to even type it. All you have to do is think it and say general, and you're going to get the answers you need to get. Or type the dumb question out, and I'll answer it to the best of my abilities, like I have always done for you, buddy. Well, I already started the cleansing shuffle, so I'm going to just do a little bit of extra shuffle for you here. See what the cards got to give me any insight here. Get the old download going, as I like to say. Walking through that ethereal door as we speak. And it's like, now I feel this certain energy and certain presence with me when I do that. So I don't feel like I'm just walking amongst guides anymore. I feel like I'm walking amongst gods now. And it's really, really intimidating sometimes. So, okay. And if the answer is no, she's not going to communicate with you the way you want to communicate, can you accept that as the answer? Or whatever the answer will be, will be. Let's just find out, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. No God card, so that's a good sign there. Direct answer, I like that. And 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th card. And we want to know if she's going to start communicating more with you. And I think this is exactly what I'm going to be. I really want to tell you there as well. So, like I starting to point out with you, you want to know if she will start communicating more with you. Well, just like a plant has to come up out of the ground and collect that positive energy from that source of sun. So that positive energy you are sharing with her, those positive experiences you are experiencing with her, she's got to let soak in and go, does this fill the need I am searching for, as in someone I want to share my life with? She's got to allow all of that emotions that you are willing to share with her, allow to soak into who she is as well. Kind of allowing you guys to grow up in that general kind of an area. Then we take off all of the dusting off of the, let's not live in the dream world here, let's live in reality. We both know we're very far distance away. We know we both have things we got to accomplish before anything real can really happen here. You know? And my wife is fine, by the way. She had a fall yesterday. She tore a ligament. She has to stay off of the leg for about 3 weeks here, but she's going to be fine. You know, that just goes to show you that when you're thinking of something, you think you cleaned it up, make damn sure you've cleaned it up, because I feel kind of responsible for it. But she's going to be fine, guys, just so you guys know as well. But Dee, just like you and her are learning how to grow together. Trees don't happen over long periods of time. The ones that stand the test of time, the ones that make it through the hardest, most difficult points, the ones that grow together are the ones that stand the test of time. So this is you in the future, but what has to happen for both of you before that communication can start to happen? You tend to yourself and take care of you for a while. She takes care of herself and herself for a while. And when we come together, we share our journey. And if that grows together to become the thing that I want to see happen. But like I told you in the past, it's a thing that takes time. You're at the beginning. You haven't made it to Grand Elder yet. Grand Elder is 2 to 3 years away, maybe, you know, and that's if you guys don't decide to do something completely different that I can't plan for, okay? Free will is still free will. So I can't change anything on that. But she wants to communicate with you, but she's still doing that new beginning thing. She's still learning to grow. She's still learning how to tend to some of the things she needs to fix and figure out first. And you need to do the same, but still you can still share your journey together and grow to that place where now we are that healthy, good, long relationship that has grown and stood the test of time. Getting in my own way will be the thing that hurts this relationship the most. So maybe she has some issues and problems too that might get in her own way. Just like you will have those issues of getting in your own way from time to time. Accepting that those are still parts of who we love as people back in return, and kind of like saying to ourselves, well, if I'm patient and I really feel like this is worth it, then that's exactly what I have to start to do. Be patient. It's worth it. There isn't another question anymore other than I've got to do that until one of 3 things happens. She tells you, nope, I just want to be friends and that's all we're ever going to be, then that's all you'll ever be. If she tells you, okay, my feelings have moved from friend to let's be dating, let's see if we are romantic feelings, to the eventual what will happen, marriage, whatever, blah, 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 farther down the road. That's if everything goes exactly according to plan. You both work on it together. You both have these things that you have finished doing your homework of itself as well. And then you both get out of your own little problems and ways to see that there is a beautiful person in front of you. That is something you've been waiting for, you know, but Just like I had to take my blinders, she has to take down her blinders, and maybe she's not done cooking enough to see that this is something she wants right now and wants that desperately. So you got to give her that time and space to call you and talk to you just like you want her to do with you. You have to have it be genuine. It's not forced love. It's not, I need you to be in my life. It's that when you choose to share your life with me, that's your gift to me. Just like ask any girl in the world what means more to her than anything in a relationship, she's going to say communication and respecting my boundaries and allowing me to be a free, independent woman and not feel like you own me, that you want to share me and you want to share my journey and you want to be with me. Ask any woman. I bet you they will tell you that. If I'm wrong, please correct me, women of the world. Please, please, if I am wrong, I hold my hands up and say, I do not know my shit. I'm not a woman. Okay? But that's the great mystery of being an individual, too, there. Because that's what we have to learn. We learn about the insides. We say, okay, she's got a pretty outside, she's got a pretty inside. Okay, so there you go. From a girl's perspective, from a woman's perspective, that's what women really, really, really want. And then at the end of the day, they just want to know that you love them exactly the same way that you love them, and you're willing to share the inside gooey stuff, even if it's hard sometimes to say the thing that's bothering you. We would definitely want you to tell you that kind of a thing. This is from a male's perspective who grew up with a mother who taught him how to communicate, because I didn't know how to communicate with even myself, let alone women, at one point, And I had to learn the hard way that when a woman says she just wants to be your friend and she's made it definitive that's all she wants, until she tells you there's something else there, there's never going to be anything else there. And the more you try to make it anything else, the more you're just going to lose time and energy being in love with the woman who could love you back equally. She'll always be your friend, but, she won't be the one you were with. And that can happen with any relationship, because that's the game you take. You have to do that. And I think you're doing it pretty good. You just, like I said, get out of that head of ours, because you're making the same mistake that you used to make. And now you want to make better, right choices. And these are the things that you have to learn how to do a little bit better in that relationship part. The patience, the waiting for it, the learning and adapting. And, she wants to see you want to change yourself for you, not because she told you to change, She wants to see you become a better version of you. No woman really wants you to become their ideal version of what they want. They want to see you become someone who you've always been. They see your potential and they want to see you reach that potential. Most women, I think that's what most of them want. They want someone who sees them as an equal, blah, 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 And I can't speak for every woman who's like that, because I know there are some women who like the whole, I don't want to be in control, so I'll let you control me kind of aspect. And there are unhealthy relationships like abuse, and we know all the bad situations, okay? But you want to know what a woman thinks? Ask a woman. Because I can be very little help in that department. I know what a man thinks. And I remember how badly I needed to hear the words, she just wants to be your friends, over and over and over again. And it took me 7 years to hear anyone. So, there you go. But then again, I also became more self-empowered, self-believing in myself. I cleaned up the way I dressed, the way I did everything. For me, not for anybody else. And it felt good to do all of that stuff finally. And that's when the woman of my dreams said, want me something. Ow. Here's a girl. Why don't you start telling me what you would like to know today? Throw me your numbers and or question. And I'm going to start shuffling this deck and get those cards all cleansed for you for your reading for you today. general reading, it is you. So we want a little bit of a check and maybe some guidance, maybe just a little bit of confirmation of the things that are going on. Okay. My hat just kind of got all wonky for a second. Doesn't mean you're going to get a real bad reading. That time I just had to fix my hat to fix my hat. Usually that means, oh, it's going to get serious. But no, that was just things came off. Yes, but you overthink it way too much. Stop overthinking it. That's what you need to do the most, is just go with the flow. Take the right time. Everything will happen in the right way in the right time. When you have the opportunity to share her journey with her, share her journey with her. Then tell her about your journey. Then you learn more about one another. Then you find out if there are other kinds of feelings like love and affection. And then when that love grows and grows and grows so badly, you can't stand it anymore. One of you goes, to the other person. Okay? But long-distance relationships are hard because of that fact. They have to eventually come together. As long as it is long-distance, it won't work out, because very rarely do those kind of relationships work out. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying very rarely they do. Because there's not enough of a connection in real life timing. And that's what breaks down relationships, is that communicate. You don't feel like you have that communication and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just wanted to touch on something real quick on that, D. But I want to get to doing Is a Girl's reading now. So just take that into consideration. Remember everything we've talked about up to this date. And do what you said you were going to do. And that's all you can do. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to do things not right all the time. It's how you guys work through those issues and overcome those issues that sometimes become the most endearing stories you remember. It's kind of weird. Okay, I'll tell you a really funny story after I do Is a Girl's reading. So prepare yourself for... I'm going to tell you a very, very laughable story, okay? So, moving on to Is a Girl with your general reading. Here is your 4 official shuffles for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have some God cards too. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 God cards today, my lady. And here we go with your 16th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oopsie, almost did it one time. And hello and welcome in, Valerie. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose count there, because I almost went like one too many cards. So let's see what Is a Girl has to hear today for their reading, and what will help them do exactly what they need to be doing more of now. And Is a Girl, you've had this nagging feeling for a while that it's not as important to find purpose at this specific moment. It's not entirely very much about finding a destiny or a path. You just want to belong to something real, and you want to belong to something that feels tangible in your life, and tangible as far as it goes, as far as your physical, mental, and spiritual welfare. And as you are beginning to start to delve back into your roots just a tiny bit, it's not necessarily about the ancient knowledge your heritage has to share, but about those previous lives that we used to live. And in most of those lives, the obstacle has always been listening to myself and my inner voice over the voices of those surrounding me. And if this feels familiar to you, Can you hear me now? Because this is as close as I can get to the cards, We just show you your God cards now. There is no more asking permission. That's why there are ethereal fire readings now and not blunt tarot readings. We're going to give you all of the cards now. So that's part of the thing that's kind of changed. Some of my energies have kind of changed a tiny bit too as well. So Okay. Yes. Never mind headphones. Okay. Well, see, like I said, I know I have it. And just like you, is a girl, are ready to start to listen to some of those lessons that have been trying to teach you over and over again in your own life up to this point. There have been three critical things that have always seemed to come around time and time and time again in your life. And you can't seem to move past these things, or these things you've either learned to move past and move through, but most of the time, they are just our three key moments when we say to ourselves, I had to start to listen to this part of myself. Had to listen to my body. It was telling me I was in pain and had to go to the hospital. Dumb. I'm using my own experience here. My mental brain was starting to break down, and I didn't know how to handle some of the other things that I was having, depression and anxiety at the time. So I went and got therapy. My own personal story here. I went back to a place where I became something that was essentially who the bare essentials of who I was actually was. For a very real time of my life, I became non-existent. I was unknown. That was my first magical instincts. However, I couldn't just continue to be only unknown. I had to become something more than just the unknown. I had to be the unknown prophet, because that's who I really was. I wasn't because I was unknown to the world. I have the unknown possibilities of that which holds within myself. I had to start to trust that part of who I was, the good, the bad, the uglies, and all of it, and start to say, this is who I am. And this is why I am this way right now. I use this as my power. And I say this to you again, please. It's time to use it as your power, as your strength, as your all-encompassing reason to prove the motherfuckers wrong. To prove yourself wrong. To prove that you can and do and will live a more positively minded life if you can start to bring that positivity back within yourself by just believing it's there in the first place. You are a beautiful soul. You are not here trying to relive some kind of weird bad karmic return, okay? It's just normal everyday life that we try to help you along the way be a happier, more person, getting to the goals you say you want to reach, but we see you getting stuck all of the time because you don't listen to us when we try to tell you these things that are I listen to what's saying, something tells me this is right, something tells me this is wrong, voices in ourselves. We're trying to shine through and show you the way to go, flashlight style almost. And the only thing we want you to start to recognize is you are hiding from some of those emotions like it is a bad rainstorm when you should be dancing in the rain, singing in the rain, crying in the rain. When you know that you have to be in control of the weather that is below you because you are the sky who is in control of that world. And you have to allow that rain to go down to that ground from time to time in order to nourish the real you. And it's time to start to open yourself up to those possibilities, because the only way you will ever find true and really lasting happiness there, my girlfriend, is to start to be around those positively minded more people, not those toxic messing people that you've been hanging out with recently, or those people who keep telling you you can't, and here's your flaw. Those aren't the kind of people you need to be around right now. You need the people who are going to say, you know what, I see you trying to improve your life. Good job on that. I see you trying to be more positive and be around those positively minded people. To get back into a place and a community who will only bolster and make me believe in myself, believe in the community, not like, Jamestown kind of style, a real live, working, beautiful community that's free to come and go because they choose to be there. And I think that's what you're really craving there. And it seems like if you listen to those ancient knowledge voices that are in you, believe in yourself, and allow that rain to come out every once in a while, you will be the happy person you've always wanted to be. You will be that person surrounded by the glowing, beautiful people who will remind you just how much of a beautiful person you really are. Because you are a beautiful sunflower in a sunflower field, following that sun around all day long like it was that beautiful, glowing, brilliant, beautiful soul you are. You can't help being a brilliant, beautiful sunflower. Why are you hanging out with a bunch of weeds who don't love and appreciate you? Okay. There, that's that one. Now let's see what gods have to tell you. Uh-oh. Now you just got done telling people why they need to hear certain things and certain reasons for certain ways. And I think this is exactly what you really need to hear, because we always often say, sometimes I wish God would just tell me what they want from me, sometimes kind of an attitude, and sometimes we scream at our deity and we go, please, will you just give me those answers? Well, here they come to give you your answers. Okay, is a girl. So listen up. This all means one entire message to you. How you decide to decipher that is between you and your higher power. I'm just going to tell you what they want you to hear, or need you to hear more often than not. Actually, I gotta switch some things around here because that's what they're telling me to do. All right. Moving on, and this is how they want me to tell you about these cards. Number one thing they need you to realize is, a girl, listen. Okay, so if you were ever to take this advice to heart, hear me now. You are only the truest reflection of who you have always been. All the little light and dark pieces do not mean you are broken. It is only the reflection of what you show yourself to the world. So if you see the beautiful oak tree that has always stood there, that is just the mirrors standing in the way, because it's a lot of little mirrors, not a lot of little light and dark parts. It shows you who you really are. Remind yourself to reflect that which you want the world to see, not only within yourself, but in the world, the way you show everybody else. Remind yourself that this was your way of protecting yourself, for owning yourself for who you are. This is your battle armor. This is you learning how to overcome and persevere and get that fortitude you needed to have that strength. Strength wasn't earned because you were brave. Strength was earned because you were scared as shit and you did it anyway. Because you said to yourself, even when you thought you said you couldn't, you pushed through and did it anyway. When you thought you were useless and couldn't do anything else extra with your whole life, and you thought maybe you thought of giving up, you didn't, because you knew you were better than that, because you had a power and a strength within you that was stronger than anything anyone could throw at you anymore. That thing is thick, girl. So be proud of that you built up the kind of fortitude you needed, just like a birch tree does in nature. They're always growing within themselves because they take that damage, but they don't just take that damage, they allow the extra moisture to come in, the extra sunshine to come in. I'm not saying they're to sit there and take abuse either. I'm just saying because of their truest nature of being able to endure and being able to find that positive light and grow from it, even if that means, hey, they butt hurt me for today, you okay? I use that to grow. I use that to become better than I am. And then we have to understand the other part of that side of the coin that they want you to hear. Okay? If you don't start to come up out of those issues and problems, and I'm saying to you this in the most realistic way, stop being so stubborn about navigating around your problems all of the fucking time, and maybe it's time to start to deal with some of the problems that you should be dealing with instead of swimming around them. And maybe if you came up and said to yourself, I deserve some joy and happiness for a change, like a whale has to come up for air every once in a while in order to spend that time down in the deep dark ocean, maybe then you will find true love. But you'll never find it until you find the true love within and find that freedom to find that joy and leap for joy out of that ocean's floor. And take that breath back in your lungs so that you stop navigating around those issues and start running through those until you're faced with the landmass so insurmountable you cannot go through. Swim through everything. You're a big-ass goddamn whale already. Things move out of your way. You don't have to move out of others' way. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Will you please? When do you get your reward? Now. When do you deserve to get good things for you? Now. When does the pain end? Now. When do you get everything you've ever wanted? Now. What happens if I don't hold on to every positive thing that ever will come my way? I might lose a couple of things here and there, but I'm not going to be so broken anymore not to celebrate the victories I'm having in the first place. Isn't it time you trusted and took that leap of faith in us? Your higher powers literally say, don't you trust us? Or don't you trust me? That I got you? Don't you know how much I love you? That I want to see you be the best beautiful person you can be? I want to see you become proud of you too. Just like any parent would want to see their child become better. And remind yourself of what your parents did to help you grow up into the person you wanted to be. Well, whatever parents are out there taking care of you in an ethereal way are doing the same way. They want to see you succeed, but they can't help you if you're going to sit there and every time you get down onto that ground and get hurt, we are trying to help you come up. But we can't always run to your aid or you'll never learn how to get up on your own. So either you trust us and trust that we have you with this parachute of golden, beautiful safety. We have your safety team on each side of you. We have a soft mattress waiting for you. We just need you to take and trust in something for once that's higher than you, maybe. If you can't trust yourself, trust us for a while. Maybe if you use this as your shield, that damage when you fall down won't be so butt-hurty. Maybe if I saw who I really was and showed that to everybody as well as I'm showing myself, I wouldn't have to worry about how to protect it. It would be protected. If I celebrate my life and come up for that joyful breath of fresh air, I can finally maybe find a way to leap forward and leap into the pace I need myself to finally be. End of story, comma, space, all that in between there. And you're sitting here wondering if you did, you don't think you did anything wrong. You've never thought like you've done anything wrong. It's not about a wrong or right feeling. It's about justice. It's about justice in the end. What justice would be given to anyone who couldn't stand up against the bully and finally stand tall and say, you can't hurt me anymore. The only way that will ever end is if you stand up to that bully and say, you can't hurt me anymore. I've got friends, I've got the authorities, I've got people who come to make sure I'm safe. If you doing this to me is not going to happen anymore. And you're basically saying that to everybody who's been a bully to you right now, only now you're standing tall with your own power and your own strength and everything that you've done up to this point to become the beautiful person you are is a girl. You know, well, now you own that power, and that power means where you take it from here on out. You either trust us to guide you the rest of the way, or you don't. And that's up to you to decide if you're ready for that. All right, let's get to Valerie's order of point of order, as I'm starting to do that shuffling thingy for the Valeries of the world. Here, Valerie 7, it's your turn. Your turn for your reading today. Hopefully I can help you with your insightful message for you. You're welcome. I hope that if it just gave you something to think about, and maybe some things were on point, maybe everything wasn't on point, but that's okay, because maybe it just gives you a point to start to think about things. And what I'm feeling you needed more than anything was just that honest, reflective moment to go, it's not quite wrong here. Whether I'm on point or not, you'll have to tell me later. I decided to not have coffee this morning. It was too hot for coffee. So I decided to have soda instead. Okay. Let's find out some answers for you here. All right. So let me do a cleansing shuffle for you, Valerie, of why my friend doesn't talk to me much, but with other friends all day long. So you're wondering why they talk to other friends, but not you so much, right? And why they talk to them more than they talk to you, right? So that's what I'm understanding here while I do a cleansing shuffle for you as well. All right? All right, here we go. And here are your 8 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more to go, and 8. All right, and the 10th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th card is coming on up for you, Valerie. All right, so this is just me fixing my hat. Keeps going a little bit shrinky on me. One of the things here in your reading there, Valerie, is that just like in all things, that there's a part of them that just kind of feels like some things are kind of newer and a little bit more exciting than you right now. Unfortunately, it's kind of one of those deals where I've had you in my wheelhouse or in my sphere for a while now. I've grown accustomed, and maybe even just a little bit, what's the word? Where, sorry, give me a second. Why am I having trouble with this word? It's probably something that I'm not supposed to say or whatever. No, it's not that. It's because my brain is broken. But, okay, so getting back, you guys are going to fill me in here. What am I missing? Okay, so back into, like I said, it's more of the, right now you don't take precedence in their lives. It's just a matter of shuffling a bunch of different energies. Reminding yourself that in a lot of new beginnings with a lot of new things that can be a little bit more exciting. Yeah, attuned. I guess that, right, They're more attuned to other people's energies right now because they're more drawn to living in a certain kind of way. It's not like they're not wanting to be around you. It's that you're learning how to live in a more positive minded kind of a life now. You're believing in yourself more. You're believing in your own path and your own decisions and owning up to your responsibilities as far as your own life goes. When we start to do that, we start to raise our energies up to a better, higher level. Whether we realize it or not, our friends are used to us being at this level that they've known us all of our lives. So when we suddenly jump from this level to this level, it's like, I'm still kind of wondering what's going on with you because I don't recognize the same person that I used to know. Because it's true, you're not the same person you were. You're a better version of you now. And sometimes that makes people a little bit uncomfortable to want to be around you. Now, other people who are doing the status quo and a little bit more in the same routines and living in the same kind of things, that's more of a comfortable space to be. That's why they're drawn to those kind of people. So it's not necessarily I don't want to be around you. It's just that this feels more comfortable right now because maybe you need this time away from them to be more attuned to yourself and your own growth because you're beginning a new journey and a new path yourself. You need to step away from your safety net and trust in yourself a little bit, So part of it is just life happening the way life normally happens. People get busy, things happen like that. You're not taking priority, and other people are taking more priority because their energies are just feeling the kind of thing. Right now, what's kind of happening is it's like, okay, you go to your favorite kind of buffet, right? Your favorite kind of buffet may be a sushi bar, but they like Southern barbecue kind of buffet, all right? Hello, Ray Squee. Nice to see you, first time chatter. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. And as we remind ourselves there, Valerie, that we need to feed those experiences to ourselves and decide whether or not we like those things. I go to a buffet, maybe I want to try something new and different. I go to something that's a lot more general, that has a lot of different choices for me to choose. Some maybe this kind of style, some kind of this kind of style, some kind of this style. But that's my kind of way I like to go to the buffet. But every once in a while, I got to give something new a shot because I'm not quite sure how this is going to make me feel, back to self again. So they're just going out there giving themselves the experiences that are feeding what need they have to have filled right now. And you aren't filling the hole that they need filled at this moment. You aren't that you're in a better place. You don't fit that hole because there's nothing you could do in a personal way to improve their life for themselves growing as a person. You understand, hopefully? So feeding the need of that person isn't going to help them or you at all. It's more of the why do you have that need to have that communication back? And what's the real thing behind it is the thing we need to start to deal with. Where we take it in the future is now what we're trying to do as of now. We're taking it into decision mode. We can take this a couple different ways, okay? We can take what we are being fed to ourselves, aka either they're going to talk to you on a regular basis or they're not. Because let's face it, until they call you, there's not much you can do about it. You can try to call them, but if you become too annoying, they'll just block you and then you won't ever hear from them anyway, ever again. I don't think that's something you would do, but you understand what I'm saying. You can take the honey badger approach where you try to stay as much in contact. What's your end goal? What do you honestly want to see by the end of your goal? Become determined about that, right? Or do you want the easier path where you make a plan to get to where you want? Or do you take both of those plans and say, is there something I really need to face about myself so I can cut through the bullshit to get what I want in both worlds, And that's what the weight path is all about. Making that time and taking that time to take that choice back in your hands and say, what kind of a journey do I want to? And it's not necessarily about whether or not they need to be there right now, because this is a part of your journey and your path is moving away from theirs so you can start to get to the place you need to be or want to be more accurately, right? So the thing we are looking for is a different way or a different journey than we have been living at this point. And the journey card or the finding card is all about embracing the journey that we are on. Knowing that the new beginnings we are starting to join down in our roots now are going to stand the test of time. That I'm going to feed myself exactly what experiences I need to experience. If that means they aren't there to help me experience those things, well, then it's their loss. I can't wait around forever for them to come to me. It's time for me to say, do I move in what direction is that for best for me kind of mode? I want to continue my journey forward. I'm not willing to sit here and wait forever for them to catch up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the basic reason. It's more of a life gets complicated from time to time, and you just don't take as much priority as you used to. And I would talk to your friends about why that might be, and have that honest conversation and see if things are just getting busy for them, and just say, hey, maybe things are busy right now and maybe things are complicated right now, but I want you to know I'm still here for you, bud, or whatever you need to say. And well, when they decide to pay you the visit, they decide to pay you a visit. Yeah, everyone, I love people who say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Well, the reason why it works is because the more and more you're apart, the more and more you want to be around one another. And if they didn't want to be around you in the first place, they would be around you. They wouldn't be doing what they're doing, right? So why bother yourself with all that anxiety and worry about why they're not around, and just go enjoy the people who are around? I wish I had listened to that advice a long time ago, but that was my dumb ass. All right, Dixon. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. If you're a first-time chatter, which I think, or a person I haven't seen for a while, here's how it works here. I'm going to ask you to pick some numbers here. Please choose a number 1 through 10. I shuffle my homemade deck for you. And then, as I am shuffling, cards may appear to fall onto the desk. And if they do, I'll let you know what those are about at the end of your reading. Then, I will ask you to choose a number between 1 and 52. That's where the answers you seek will be in my deck. If you have a question, just put it as simply as possible so I can answer it the best way I can, or just say I want a general, and you just did that, so I'll give you exactly that. Is generally what you needed to hear today. So there. All right, I'm going to clear these cards off for you, though, and get those all cleansed for you. So nice randomized shuffle. Everyone gets that. And that's my way of making sure the energies of the old reading don't get stuck on you. I don't want to get... Not that really happens a whole lot with me, honestly. Once I say your reading is done and start shuffling for somebody else, it's like I don't really take your energy. It's like it's kind of like I get shown a picture and I go, "Ooh, that's what the picture looks like," and then I go, "Here's your picture back." So I don't really. Anyway, moving on. That was just a little bit of some green love from me, just a little bit of pain relief. So here we go. Here is your 4 official shuffles. Don't worry, I don't take enough to get high, just enough to help with the pain once in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 13th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card. So you didn't have any cards pop out, so we don't have any extra messages from the divine today. Just a general message from what they feel you need to hear today and why you need to hear it. Okay. So, listen. Excuse me, I had a little bit of phlegm there. I had to clear out a little bit there. See if I can reclose my door back up so my wife doesn't get disturbed. My cat decided he wanted to come visit really, really badly, so. Okay, now I don't have to be so, well, not that I'm quiet anyway, but she doesn't have to hear me all the way. So anyway, Dixon, the thing that I'm feeling more than anything is this resolution time for you to say you feel like I've learned as much as I think I can learn at this point, as far as I don't feel like there's any karmic debt. There's nothing I have to learn there. There's no previous love or love life lesson that I feel like I really have to meet at this point. There's no real moments where I feel like I'm really moving and surpassing anything that I've really, really done in life. I feel this sense of wanting to learn to do something new and different. A yearning to learn, actually, more than anything. Then I have to learn something over again. I want to learn something new that I haven't expressed before, that maybe it's time to start to expressing this part of myself. And it's more of the teaching yourself that it's okay to give yourself that reward or that benefit or that release that you are looking for in your life, because it feels like there's something that you've been trying to teach yourself over time, and you've been kind of taking on these these aspects of learning your own little lessons, moving forward in certain semi ways, but it's never felt like you've been reliving the same thing over and over again. It's more of the you recognizing the cycles and knowing when it's starting time to move and shake it in the right kind of cycling areas. And I think that that's where most of the feeling of deja vu-ish comes from, because you've been this kind of a soul. You've always been this kind of a soul, but you've always kind of lived this kind of a life, one of where introspection, of wanting to find out the secrets and mysteries of what this life means to you, blah blah blah. And now you kind of feel like it's time to put some of this back down in a form where I can start to be more focused and put this down in a way that I can feel like I let this all out, but I'm still getting where I want to go at the same time, kind of a feeling. Okay, that makes sense. And I just feel focused on professional. And that's exactly what it is. It's time to release this part of yourself that you've been waiting to let go of and release. Because when do you say it is time to be able to allow yourself to do it? And you know, and I know that there's been that little door that you've kind of had to say, I'm ready to open within myself, to know that once I open the door, it's going to be very hard to want to walk back through the other way again. I want to stay in that forward motional kind of a deal. I need to release these things that I've gathered so that they can be to some benefit for some purpose. How I choose to put that out into the world is what I'm deciding to do now. You're getting a concrete idea of how you want your tapestry to look, or how you want your life to look. Every line has meaning. Every time you make it look in a certain way, in a certain angle, certain everything, every decision and thing that you are tailoring made your life to be like, now you are becoming the very truest reflection and a picture of what is to be shown the world. A permanent thing that shows you and the world who you are at this point, at least. And knowing that people are going to come into your gallery and they are going to view you and be, do I like this painting or do I not like this painting from time to time? But that won't be the point. It's your artist intention of what you put behind that painting that gives you the sense of fulfillment that means something to you. And then knowing that you are going to be working on that more professional outlook and these more professional things that you really wanted to say you accomplished, now you're going to see that world open up in a new, different way, because now you're ready to move into that other. I'm going to give you a second here. We have an ad break just in case Dixon has an ad. We always take a break when that thing pops up just in case. Okay, I want to make sure we're all back here. If there was an ad break, I just kind of wanted to go back into where I was before, about you understand what it means to make this picture be the best representation of what you are ready to show the world. And the world, it will judge you, but you have to be proud of what you put into it, because people are dicks. We all know people are dicks, but there's going to be a fair amount of people who are really going to think of what you created as beautiful. Seeing the world in the way that it really is for the first time, looking at your world for how it really is and seeing it for how it really is, coming to the conclusion, this is why I had to this is why I had to go through everything I had to go through to get to this point now. And this is why I see now where I want to take it. I had to get to this point so I could make this choice. You know what I'm saying? So now you see the world in a more different way. Like I said, you're not learning a new lesson. You're ready to learn something new. You're ready to release that part of yourself that you've already learned and applying it to the world. How you choose to put that out in the world, maybe that's your way of whatever you are talented in. Okay? What you show that world you're talented in may always be looked at a very professionally well done, beautiful painting, but not everyone is going to appreciate the work that you do, because there's competition and people who are always going to be jealous, petty people just because there are jealous, petty people out there. But nothing that you will do will not show up to you and show you exactly what you need to see. Yeah, you see what I mean. Okay. So, you know. You know, and that's kind of what it's ready for. It's your time to do this. It's your time to call what we call the mythical destiny line. Okay, there's a point in everybody's life where you get to a point where they wanted to get you. The universe, your God, your higher power, whatever, wanted to get you to the ultimate free will goody choice. And now you're about to make that free will goody choice that you're going to make that will determine a lot of what will be going forward. Staying positive and doing all the stuff that you're doing right now and keeping in that positive, I'm ready to release this into the beneficial of not only me, but the world at large. Well, that's where the benefits will come from. Well, not only you having that release will be the benefit, the product itself will be a benefit, and the people who will get to enjoy that product, whatever form it takes. I don't care if it's writing really well or if it's painting or whatever your niche is in this world. You know, it happened for me as well. You know, and just give yourself the credit that, hey, it's your time. It's your time to make this happen. Why not now? If not now, when? So that's what we do here, guys. Everything is completely free here. I put the PayPal thing up there in case you do want to throw me a donation, but you don't have to here to get a reading here. I just try to help everybody the best way I can. Try to lead you to your best day ever. More than that, your most fantastic day ever. And I've got the hiccups. Oh, and the burps. Oof, excuse me. Rude, crude, socially acceptable man here. And maybe that's what you need to be happy, Dexon. You know, you spent a lot of time trying to be the social creature. That didn't really bring you a lot of joy, but the work, you saw tangible proof of how the work made you feel. It made you feel fulfilled. It made you feel like you had a meaning, a purpose to do, you know. And it wasn't something that was so intolerable you couldn't do. And if you just kind of gave in to that. Oh, and I'll answer that question in just a second, Reed. When I was 8 years old, I had my first very psychic moment happen to me. I had a very special dream underneath a willow tree that told me that one day I would be a teacher, a spiritual teacher of sorts, and I had a dream about a man who was basically me from the future coming to tell me everything that I would become somewhere in the future. Me believing in that dream and following that dream and looking for the signs, even though it took me a long time to recognize that. When I finally learned that was my destiny and all I had to do was follow the signs to get there, when finally I got to that point. But I've always had the intuitions and voices in my head kind of a deal because I was kind of born that way a little bit. I just was after that dream that I had became more in tune with the future, past, present, and future. Then I started doing things. I did a lot of dream analyst because because the dream made me question myself. I went and got a lot of psychological testing just to make sure I wasn't crazy, you know. And then I started to trust it and started to trust myself. And then I started doing palm readings, which is a more physical kind of a reading. You kind of have to be holding someone's hand to do a palm reading because I can't see every line in your hand. No matter how good your camera is, it's not possible for me to give you a palm reading. But I can give you a tarot reading. And the reason I started doing it because I always wanted to be that person who was of help or of service to others. I've always tried to do that kind of a job where customer service was the job I loved doing the most in real life. And it wasn't what job I was doing at the time. It was more about that. And then I became a more spiritual person. A very spiritual group helped me kind of find my own path and my own journey. And part of their suggestion was to make and craft the tools that would be beneficial for my own path. So I thought of making my own standard deck of tarot cards that meant something to me for no other reason than to just do it. because I'm a creative dude, you know. So up to date, I have published 4 physical books. Up to date, I have published about 25 to 30 pieces of artwork. Then I would consider some of that, which is two different kinds of mediums. One is more of a acrylic kind of painting, and one's more of a crafting, like putting walking sticks together, but they're not really walking sticks. They're more artworks of walking sticks. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of went by a theme or something. Like, let's say you wanted a turtle themed staff. I would make you something that would be a turtle themed staff, not by whittling it, but by finding objects and things that would represent a turtle to represent your staff, and I would do it in a way. You ever want to check that out? You can always go over to my Facebook page and check stuff like that out. And I've always just been a really creative person, because I wanted to, the thing I wanted was to be remembered someday by somehow, some way, and and then I just started to trust myself. And when I started getting some really scary messages that came true, it was kind of hard to ignore that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing, you know. So I found something that made me finally happy, that finally made me feel fulfilled. I don't try to shove my faith on anybody else. I don't try to I give them my perspective, but I try to be very open-minded with everybody here and just try to share what I've learned and what I've gone through to help them on their path. And then I have these crazy things that like to talk to me from time to time to tell me things that I shouldn't know. So, you know, it's that too. I mean, I really started doing this out of pure boredom because the pandemic happened and I was becoming just, my back was becoming worse and worse and worse. I was becoming disabled, and I was told by my doctor to stop working. And if I could continue to work and keep lifting more than 5 pounds on a daily basis, that I would end up in a wheelchair, and there would be nothing they could do to correct the back, so that I would go back to where I could walk until they came up with some kind of weird neuroscience I don't know about, like that new chip they're talking about, the Neuralink or whatever it is. You know? So I had to stop working. I've also been a chronic pain patient practically since I was 18, because I had a back injury when I was 18 years old. So I've been in chronic pain a lot of my life. I took a lot of other things, legal things for it, but when I found cannabis to help me with the pain, my life became a lot better. So that's for me, not for everybody, you know. So I don't take any of the legal cannabis, you know, the opioids or any of that crap. I really can't take any of that. A lot of that stuff I'm allergic to, but I'm not allergic to cannabis, and it does the exact same thing for me, and sometimes makes it even happier time for me. So don't ever feel sorry for asking me about my own stuff. I try to share as much of my journey as I can with you. There may or may not be some things I will share or won't share with you. So just remind you that I've tried to make my life be the best I can and be the better man every single step of the way. I might not have made all the right choices, but I tried to be, and always tried to improve and learn from my mistakes and grow from those mistakes. So, and anybody who says otherwise, I hope that I don't know if you should trust them completely, who hasn't gone through something in their own life to overcome. Then they don't know enough about life to tell me how to live mine. You know. But never apologize for that, guys. That's what we're here to do. We don't just do readings here. We also talk about life here. We also talk about things that we want to have happen in our, and just because we want to talk about them, because we need to get it off of our chest. I try to give you the best advice I can. And if you want me to tell you through cards, I'll tell you through cards. I don't need the cards to connect to higher beings. So if you want to talk to your highest, most positive or best guide, I can do that shit. You just have to let me know that's the kind of reading you need. If you want to know an answer, I can probably tell you the answer. You'll have to tell me how accurate or how on point it is, because I try to use things that I couldn't know to describe that I know what I know. I have yet to tell someone to tell me I'm completely wrong, bullshitting, out of this world, not on point yet, but I know it will happen one of these days. So, you know, in my own journey, I started my spiritual path when I started becoming a person who lived in the elements of the earth, air, fire, and water. I really honored the Native American traditions. I loved the code of conduct as far as the Round Table, Arthur, Ethereans, and I loved the quest of finding hope and spreading true hope around, which was the true gift of the cup that they were the Holy Grail that they were seeking was hope that they were trying to bring back into the world, and I subscribe to, I believe in Jesus, not necessarily the people who worship him. Um, I don't believe that they're doing everything right, but neither do I. So um, I do everything as close to my faith as I feel I'm capable of doing, and they're okay with that. It's a judgment-free zone where I'm at. So, but that's my path, and learning how to become a more spiritual person. First, learning how to speak out about who I wanted and who I was, and learning that was okay to do, and that it was okay to let that part of myself out. I'm a poet at heart. I'm a songwriter at heart. I'm a creative person at heart. So, I've done so many creative things in this world. If I'm not remembered by at least one person in this world, I would be really, really surprised. But at least one person will say, hey, I remember that dude who did this thing for me once upon a time. Sometimes I've been too giving. But now I've learned how to try to be a man of service. It's not so much I have to, I want, well, I need to be a man of service. I want to be a man of service now, and wanting to be of service to higher powers. It's weird, I mean, I'm not priest-like in a lot of recognized faith, but I consider myself very much a priest of my faith, a minister of my faith. So, but I try not to throw my faith down your throats as much as possible, at least, But if you want to know, I'm here to help tell you all about it. I'd rather take away the misconceptions of Wicca and witchcraft and paganism and stuff like that, because it's a lot of misconceptions. It's not like the Charmed movies. It's a lot about personal responsibility and living as close to the earth as possible, and living in the personal responsibility of living that life and owning up to the mistakes that you make while you're here, and not letting yourself worry about what happens when you get to that next level, because that next level will happen whether we want it to or not. We're all just a bunch of children playing in the field of planet Earth, and all the gods just sit there going, well, I hope they have fun out there, Don't get hurt. Oh, they got hurt. Maybe we can help them a little bit, but we're intangible beings. We can only do so much. I love people who think that God can affect a football game. Oh, wait, the Vikings that's why they haven't won for years and years and years. I'm sorry, I got a weird cyst in my nose that kind of causes me issues sometimes, so it's being a lot weird today. So anyway, guys, and today is just kind of my day to Thursday. Good day to, getting over that hump of the week. I hope we're getting ready for the weekend, and we're setting up for, hopefully, I'm trying to reach out to somebody now. Again, now that my schedule's kind of gotten a little bit easier, we might have someone come on to the show to talk about some stuff about the unknown and my outlook and theories on certain things and stuff like that. But we're kind of been going back and forth between one another. I kind of want to have a pre-meeting first and get to know them a little bit. I made a mistake of bringing someone onto the channel without doing much of a valid check of that person once before, and I'm not going to do that to anybody ever again. So I'm not going to put myself in a position that's going to be a witch hunt at best, I'll bring people on, but for the right reasons, That's it for me for now. Now I have to wait for Beth to get up, and she'll be awake here later. So I believe every day can be your best day ever because we truly do live in the world of choice. We've been given the ultimate game game to play, but also the biggest responsibility because a lot of our choices are our own. God will try to help correct at times, will help to try to move us in certain avenues, but we still have the ability to say, no, I don't want to listen to what you're saying too. So, the plan is to let you go play as much as you can outside, and when it's time to come home and come inside, you come on home and come inside, and then you tell us all about what you did while you were playing outside. And that's basically it for me. That's my explanation of how God views us, how we view them. We're still working on that one, I think. So and I don't claim to be right about everything either. So that's the other thing. Not perfect. Will never be perfect. Don't ever want to be perfect. Perfect to me is a death sentence. Perfect means I have obtained everything I could ever possibly do here and more. I have no reason to be here anymore. That's perfect. Because I have a lot more to do. And I welcome you guys on my journey. That's what the Discord is for, and that's what my offline hours are for. I've been helping this young man for a while. He's my Twitch son, D, as we like to call him, VIP for a reason. He and I have been trying to. I've been trying to help this young man navigate the dating world a tiny bit here and there. Not only as his friend, but as his reader, and more than anything, a person who genuinely cares. So sometimes you need some help offline. I'll do my very best to help you. When I let you know it's enough for today, I gotta go lay down and stuff like that. I know you'll be respectful of me, and I'll let you know. There will be a point where I just disappear because it'll be like, can't talk anymore. And most of the stuff I do is online in my office, so a lot of the tablet stuff that I have and other stuff that I have going on right now. So try not to tax the internet up as much. So how you doing, D? Back for more talkie. I mean, I remember me when I was a young man. I was the geekiest, most uncoordinated, very full of himself at times, very outbursty kind of a kid. I acted a lot on my. Okay, well, I'll wait for you to type it. I'm just gonna talk until you type it. Okay, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just waiting for. It's only 10 o'clock. It's too early to end stream now. We now don't get paid until the end of the month, so we're out of money until the end of the month now. And I did finally get that money that you sent me, by the way. So thank you for that. I finally did end up going into the PayPal account. Finally, it just, like I said, it was taking a while. So wasn't anything you did wrong. So I just used it to help me get a couple of the things I love. So. What do you mean? What the hell is that about? Jesus Christ. Dear Mr. Prophet, it has come to our attention that there have been some instances of misinformation in your communication. We kindly request you to cease inaccurate information in the future. It is important to uphold the standards of accuracy and reliability in all forms of communication. Thank you for your attention in this matter. Your Twitch son, Demi. Ha ha ha. You did that through AI? You brat. Okay, can I back to doing the thing I was actually supposed to be doing now? Yep, the baby beard is coming back. Like I said, it'll be back soon. Baby beard is not, yeah, funny. I can't tell you. It's not funny. I'm laughing because I have a sense of humor. I'm laughing because I have a sense of humor. I'm not that all big and mighty that I can't laugh at myself. Ha 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 ha. Okay, there. All right, Alka. Why don't you throw me your numbers, and I'm gonna cleanse these cards off and get these really ready for you so that you can get what you need here. Go back to your games, D. Maybe we'll play some Fortnite later. All right. General reading for you then, Elka? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No God cards this time, Elka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th card. General reading for Elka for today. Okay, Elka, let's talk about it, huh? Let's talk about why we feel so stuck and why you keep questioning it over and over and over again. It's a simple choice. It's really that simple. Yes, I can move forward from the stuff that I have to move past from. I can do that. It's not a matter of whether you can or can't do it. It's yes, you can. Can I take a brave step forward? Am I ready to take a brave step forward? No one's forcing you to go anywhere. Is it okay for me to just wait till I feel like I'm ready to move anywhere? I don't need to go anywhere or do anything right now. I'm not being expected to do anything more than make a nice, healthy choice for a change. One that will benefit me the most in my life. What path I choose to go down to do that, if you gotta go back and try to look at that past stuff again, if that's really gonna be helpful for you to do, then I suggest that's what you need to go through so you can say, now I have to put it behind me, and how do I start to face what I want my future to look like? Then you'll get back to this wait spot again, and you'll have to take another path. Do you want the easy path, one of nice, easable, attainable choices, or do you want to be a little bit more determined and get what you want faster than maybe taking a smaller, detailed, more oriented goal kind of a way of doing it? But you know you're going to have to take a break at the end of the hard path so you can soak that in. So you're going to have to allow it kind of to adjust to your life as well. So either way, this takes a little bit longer. This doesn't take as long, but maybe we find a way to go middle of the road here, and maybe we break through some stuff that we really does keep getting in our way, right, Alka? Because it's that little reed in front of the path of the unseen that scares us the most. The cutting through the real issue and the real problem of what we're actually really afraid of. Is it we're afraid to get everything we've ever wanted and lose it? Is it really afraid that I won't be remembered? I won't have a destiny. I won't have a place in this universe? Maybe I just want, I'm being asked to, hey, it's the Gaming MP. Hey, everyone, give the Gaming MP some of your love there. She's one of the most awesome Twitch gaming streamers out there. Very infectious, wonderful, beautiful laugh. I love her so much. Welcome on in, the Gaming MP. Welcome in. So go, if you ever guys want to go check out her, she plays a lot of role-playing Souls games, as they're called, and just go check her out. She has a very fun way of emoting her every single play. She always asks for help from her fellow people around her. She's always an infectious, lovely, wonderful energy, and I will definitely recommend go seeing her. Now, with that said, back to you, okay, Alka? And I know that it's like you feel like you're walking on thin ice all of the time. But do you know what you have to be able to do Sometimes you have to hurt in order to be able to heal. Sometimes you have to know what hurt feels like in order to feel that bountiful, beautiful thing that you've been waiting to feel. Stepping on some of the cracks means you hear that you are moving, that you don't have to stand there. You hear them cracking, you can keep moving. Now, you've assumed that maybe you're on the very, very, very thinnest of ice on a very big lake. Well, you're not. You're walking through puddles of very frozen ice. It doesn't seem like you're going that far down into the deep, dark ocean here. You're just going down a little bit, being asked to pick your ass up off of the ground just a tiny bit, actually pick your foot up and move past some of these blockages that you really, really are having with your life right now. And it's, can I walk in courage through my fear? Can I walk in strength, knowing I will endure? Can I walk in believing in my power? Can I own this path that I am now choosing to step forward, even if I do hear cracks on the ice? I know if it starts to crack badly, I'm going to have to take the hard path. If it doesn't start to crack hardly, sometimes you got to walk slow across that lake in order to make it across safely. You know what I'm saying? And listening to that part of yourself where your highest power are sending your guides to you, your angels, your relatives, the people who really care about you the most, are trying to help you wield this power that the universe is giving you right now into being the kind of things that will wield your dreams into being. That perfect love and perfect trust wielded into perfect manifestation, and that manifestation now becoming the reality of the life that you wanted to live, because you used and utilized the magic that they gave you to spread that magic far and wide in front of you, that you manifested that destiny out of pure wanting it. Because tempering yourself into the shape you want yourself to be is all about tempering. You take it out of the soul fire. We say we're ready to work on ourselves, but are we really, really ready to work on ourselves so that there aren't any more dents in the armor anymore, so there aren't any more reasons to question whether or not we need a sword to defend us at time to times? We need that shield to make sure that we don't get hit by all the debris that's coming our way. We need that cup that reminds us we can't keep the same old sludge in us time and time again. We got to empty out the old achy sludge so we can pour the new nectar of the gods in there. We have to balance the scales. And the last but not least, the thing that you need to understand is you have the control. The fan of control is in your hands. You could decide what fire to feed and which fire to fan. You get that control by taking it back into your own two hands, cutting off any and all spider webs or little things telling you how to live life, and you start to temper yourself into the shape you want yourself to be. Now, all of this is why you're going through what you're going through right now, because we're waiting to decide what we want our tempered being to become. We have to get past the things that stop us from heating ourselves up enough to work on ourselves. What do I need to start to work on myself a little bit more and get past some of these little tiny cracking fears that keep me from advancing in a more better way? I have to listen to myself, listen to my higher power, and listen to the guides. They are trying to show me the way. I have to believe that they are showing me that, and I have to use that gift to wield that into being that what I have created. And that's what they needed me to tell you. It's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be transformative. And it's meant to be like a phoenix out of a fiery ashing, sparking for the very first time out of that dead ash that has no reason to re-spark, you know? It's holding that little ember in the complete darkness, hoping that it will spark just enough to rekindle that flame back to full strength again. And I understand wanting to get that fire relit fast. But something is to be said about slowly feeding that fire and building it up to a point where now I know how strong that fire was because I built that damn bitch up to be what I needed it to be. You know? Alright, Crypto. I think it's your turn. If you're here, please let me know your numbers and or question, and we'll get to doing your reading. Okay. Let's see what you need to do, okay? Since it's a new beginning to a new thingy, we get to define some of the barriers and stuff here. But here is your reading for you today. What do I need to know about this coworker's attitude on work? How do I get along or not get on this person's bad side? So basically, how do I not stir the pot and make it horrible for me to work here? And know in certain terms, that's what we're basically asking ourselves. What do you want to know what this person's current attitude towards you is, and how you should not get on their bad side? Okay, so we're going to do this here. All right, cleansing shuffle here, and then we'll get to the reading here. Cleansing. All right. Hey, what's up, Prizo Goddess Skills? Welcome on in, Prizzle. Nice to see you, my friend. Welcome on into the Unknown Prophet. We're just getting started doing a reading for someone here real quick. So sit back, relax, and you can see how this is all done here. They've provided me their numbers, and I'm about to shuffle this deck for them. 1, 2, God card. 3, 4, 5, 2, 5. How many? Okay, God cards. That was the 5th shuffle. 5th. 6th. 7th. Alright. Alright. Alright, well, good to see you here, my friend. And here is it 1 and 2. Here we go with the reading for you today. And what you needed to hear today. So we have one rule here. I will tell you exactly what you need to hear. Nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and all of the truth, the good, the bad, the uglies. And I will light your world on fire and blow away your world if I have to, so that you can find the world in which you live the best day ever. That's my only thing here. Other than that, sit back, relax, and hear what I have to say for Crypto Girl about this new working situation too as well. So Crypto, you just have to remind yourself that you're getting the view of the lay of the land right now. Look and see what is actually being done in the everyday aspect rather than the once in a blue moon of talking to this person, because you have to use it as a whole kind of an experience, because they're still getting to know you. You're still getting to know them. It's a lot about seeing the world for how it truly is, and just seeing the world for how it works, because you're the new person coming in. You're getting to know everyone's quirks, everyone's the way they're going to work well with you, maybe some challenges of the way you will work with them, but any good communication in work, you're going to learn how to work through those things, because they're going to help train you to be the best version of what they need there for you, because you came there to fulfill a job. So the social aspect is going to start to work together with this person, because you're going to have to start to work with them. And as you start to build that communication, you'll start to find that which you are looking for, the more the not so harsher attitudes, or more than anything, it's more of a professional detachment between having any feelings about you at all, right? I want a clean read. I don't want to put anything on you. I want to see who you are rather than just assume I know who you are, kind of an aspect. It's more about seeing what I'm going to experience with you while you show me who you are. So I'm going to judge you on your actions, not necessarily what your resume says, or how many good things people said about you during the interview. She wants to see you do the work you are supposed to be there to do, not be the social butterfly. Social butterfly comes after we've stood those tests of time, after we've been there for a while, we've learned how to grow within the company in all the increments and all the little twists and turns, but all being a part of the same tree. just like a tree. You're all a part of that major company, but each branch has its purpose. Every leaf has its purpose. Every piece of moss has its purpose on that. And it's going to take time for that to get into that groove. And if you're having issues, hey, why not address them? Just say, hey, you know what? Maybe our communication isn't working so well, and I'd like to tell you how I better communicate with you. That way you can better communicate with me. That's why we're sowing the seeds we need to start to sow down into these relationships, because you're going to be working with these people. And it's time to start to say, hey, maybe if I show them that I'm a good person on top of a good worker, they'll want to work with me. And it won't be a hard fight this time. You're still letting the old job get in the way of your happiness. Don't let your baggage from the old job come into this new job. It's a new job with new people, with new experiences. It's only been 2 weeks. Most people take a month to adjust to a new job. If that's on a normal everyday standard. Most employees take a month to adjust to a job. And that's what they learn during that month of adjustment time that helps them become a part of the company. You don't start knowing how to use the register instantly. Someone has to show you how to use the register if you've never used a register before. If you've never made a pizza before, someone has to show you how to make the pizza so you know how to make the pizza. And every job has its start, and just like they are giving you this advice as well, that I think it's going to say that you are starting to receive the right kind of gifts. Open the right ones at the right time. Look for the opportunities for connection. When you are being given a gift, don't forget to give back that which you have gotten in return. AKA, if you're having a hard time with your boss, maybe you find out that they like stuffed animals and bring them a little stuffed animal as a peace offering with the white flag saying, can we be friends? Or whatever. I don't care what kind of quirky way you want to go about doing it. But opening and receiving the right kind of gifts and giving and receiving those right kind of gifts when they're appropriate to give, And that could just mean your time, putting a little bit of extra effort in a project she gives you, showing that you actually care, digging underneath the surface and trying to find problems where there aren't any is what we need to avoid. We already know the way it's going to work here. Okay, what is that going to do for you? What are you trying to protect yourself from? You've known this person for 2 weeks. How can you judge them off of a 2-week experience either? Bay leaf, not bay leaf. If that's what makes you feel better about being around them, put a damn bay leaf in your shoe, okay? That's just, but it's your security Linus blanket. That's all it is. Okay? Is this what makes your new relationship come together, where we can burn away some of the issues that we have to learn how to communicate anyway? We're going to work on those issues together to burn away the problems, to create productivity, which is the whole point of having this job. We are trying to prove something to ourselves. It wasn't the old place. If I had gotten the chances that I should have gotten there, I could have become something better here. Here's my chance to prove it to myself. What do I want to build? What do I want to create? What kind of a world do I want to start to build in? I have to learn to work in the system in which I've applied for. Remember, you're the 2-week new employee. Everybody else is a lot older than you. So then build a happy new world. It's that simple. It's that simple, crypto. Then take the negative that you didn't need, burn it away so it's non-recognitional. Then take the rest of the ingredients to put into the molder and everything that you need to build around, accepting that you're going to have to give and take, that you're going to have to stop looking for all the problems underneath and just, yeah, well, I would suggest doing that just so you can let go of it and say, I'm freeing myself from the anxiety and fear of these things. I'm going to give it the honest, open truth. I'm going to trust them enough until they've proven to do otherwise. I will give that to them because you know that's what it's going to take. The only way you will really do an effective job with this is if you do communicate well with this person, because if you're always fighting against this person, well, then don't assume that she's your enemy right away. She hasn't even, you know. And if you're having those concerns, go make friends. I know. I mean, what's the harm in go making a friend? Hey, let's go out for beer or tea or whatever your equivalent to going out with the girls are, and go watch Dead Sexy Men and throw dollar bills at them. Whatever it takes to get your guys out of the shell and go see that you're both human beings too. You know what I'm saying? Your work friends can be your best friends too. You just go home at the end of the day and you don't have to deal with their ass the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's why you go home. All right, Crypto, that's what I got for you right now. Whenever you feel like that's always a good thing for you to do, though, Crypto. Whenever you're feeling anxious and anxiety about some of these thoughts and feelings you don't want roaming around in your head, write it down on a piece of paper and then say to yourself, I'm going to give these words to people who can take them away from me so I can just go there and do my job. I'm not going to worry about these things because I'm going to allow my higher power to take these from me so I don't have to worry about them. I'm going to allow myself to be cool, like you said, I think you're going to be just fine. I would give it another week before you start to notice things lighten up a little bit, but right now it's more professional mode than anything. It's not. It's just, let's show them how serious we are about what we're doing here and make sure they understand the rules before we go finding out whether or not we want to be their friends. If they wanted to make friends, they would have found you on Tinder or whatever friend app and said, I need someone to go hang out with. You seem like a cool person. I found the best way to make everyone feel welcomed is to bring cookies or donuts in the morning. Something sweet that you all like to eat together. That's something that anybody can choose whatever kind flavor that they would like. That's why I use cookies or donuts, because we always used to bring cookies and donuts in the mornings before we had classes of all of our classes when I was in training to become a student of Wicca and learning about some of the ways of doing it in a more trusting my intuitional way rather than going off of what the books had taught me up to that point. Learning how to combine both a logical way of thinking and a very ethereal way of thinking. And I wasn't so good about the logical way for a long time. So I'm a very emotional guy. So sometimes I act out of pure emotion, and I've dealt with that a lot. But, like I said, still working on a lot of things, but I think I'm making positive moves all the damn time into better ways of doing it. I couldn't expect anyone to do anything better than they can really do. Everyone's got their breaking point, and everyone's got what they're willing to go through to get what they want too. There's some things I would not do to get what I want. Mm-hmm. Most of them are illegal. Now that the one thing that I used to do that was illegal is legal, I don't have much more to worry about anymore. So. So how is everybody else's day going out there? Maybe we should have to see how people are doing out there in the world. And I know I can maybe go play some marbles. Oh, it's Thursday too. It's supposed to be Cam Quest today's fest is today, isn't it? Today's Cam Fest. Oh no, that's not the right one.
Hey. The other freezer burned again. Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich. Sorry, crust.
Let's do one of these and let's launch into the next Dead Memories. Choose a photo that represents happiness.
Alright, let's see here.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the
Okay, now you guys can hear me now. Okay, I provided a little bit of music for you guys in the background here. Hopefully it's not too loud for there. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow, Marbles Friday. Thank you for the follow, Shar. Thank you very much for popping on in, guys. You're awesome. You're cool. Thank you very much for coming in and giving me those follows. I hope you're enjoying your marbling time on Marbles with Cam on the Cob. They're playing with they're doing a Marble Fest today, giving away some money, doing a lot of fun stuff. And I was bored for 5 seconds, and now that you're here, Sen, I don't have to be bored no more, so I'm going to let Cam do what he's doing. Maybe I'll pop in for a race or two, but you're more important to me. So cleansing the cards off and getting them ready for you, Senny. What do you need today, my friend? It got a little quiet for about a half an hour, I think. But that's okay. I was talking about my journey and stuff like that. Alright. Full tilt kitty. No hold bars. Ding ding time. What? How badly do you want that? She's fine. She had, like I said, she fell on her stump. Actually, she fell on the prosthetic. She fell down on the knee a little bit. She tore a small bit of her ligament. She's going to be going back in to get that checked out in a couple of weeks. She's going to be fine. She just has to stay off of that, her prosthetic, for about 3 to 4 weeks, which means a little bit more of me doing some household things around here for a little bit. But she still has her walker, and we still have a wheelchair that we can use if necessary. Not that she will need it, but she's going to get a lot more of that upper body strength work for a couple of weeks, I think. So that's how everything's going with the wifey. She's doing fine, though. Thank you for asking. Yeah, she'll get better. So, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, there we got a card. Alright, and then the 6th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I just want to see what kind of a reading you need today. Just general then? I think that's what you need there. Checking in. Anyway. Same answers, same being. Same thing you need to hear anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, I'm not too worried about that. She's a strong ass woman. She's beating up on herself because she slipped on jalapeno juice. I had accidentally thought I had cleaned up all of the way. So, okay, gotcha, thank you. How is that now? Better? Lower? How about here? Oh no, that's too low. Okay, That's the lowest it can go. How about that? Too low? How high? Okay. What about now? Yeah, you know what? Gee, this is where it was before, but then you said it was too loud.
From the easy way to the hard way to the
Okay. Then we'll keep it there for right now. It was just something to listen to while we were playing. And this is an original song made with AI, by the way. So thank you, AI, for helping me write this. It was so cool when I found this.
leap of faith. Don't be afraid to roam.
So if you guys want to see where I got and made all of that something. Yeah, so AI helped me write the song. All I did was put in my basic standard greeting of welcome to the Unknown Prophets Ethereal Readings, and it basically wrote a chorus and everything for me and made it into a song. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen, you know. And the one that you're hearing right now, that's different than this one's called the 5 Paths. The one that you will hear during the maybe I'll play it for you in a little bit. It's the one that's more of the Unknown Prophet official theme song. So I think it's really, really cool. So, all right. So get time to do your reading. Are we avoiding things here? No, I really want to make sure you're ready. Okay. So, with that being said, and all the things that are currently coming for you in your life right now, son, you know you're hitting the reset button a lot right now, right? That you're meant to hit a reset button, that this is the time where you're allowed to set that reset button, and you got to start giving yourself permission to set that. And start to press that magic red button that may be destroying one old world to create a new world. You transform the way you want to transform. We're not pushing you to overcome these things right the fuck now. We're asking you to start to deal with the loss of those things, that now those things are moving away from you so that we can move you back into the rebirthing part we need you to be in right now. Because we want you to get to that living life and being the way you really want yourself to be. But we can't fill you until you've emptied yourself up first. And you're saying, whoa, what again? And I'm just saying, no, not again. Your choice, your terms, your reset button. Not the universe's, not the mine, not anybody else's, your reset button. Because you choose to say, I'm setting a new path forward, right? And yeah, well, good, because that's exactly what we have to start to do. Because now that world has to be mourned, because that's not your world anymore. Until we can move to that acceptance part of that's not a part of who I am anymore, and that I can begin to be the new person I am meant to be. I have to start walking in the life I want to start to live. That means if I want to start living a more positive life, I have to start living a more positive life. I have to start to talk the talk as well. That means I have to go talk about it with someone, with something, even if that's my highest self. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Good, because you have to start to resolve some of those inner shit that I am not qualified to deal with, you know? And allowing yourself to take that new physical, that new mental, and embracing the new spiritual you want yourself to be. Hey, new beings, welcome in, new chatter, welcome on in, returning chatter, good to see you. But taking that now into where now I'm no longer carrying the weight of the world or the junk in my trunk anymore. I'm now only carrying the supplies I need to fulfill that last thing I've been driving myself towards for my own personal goal, for my own personal journey, not for mom, dad, or any of them. I need to bring only that which I need during this journey. So if you got a soulmate you want to bring along the journey, great. But know that you're the one who still has to drive the car 90% of the time. And that means I have to allow myself that freedom to say, hey, when I can't drive the 10%, I'm asking you to take the wheel, and I've got to trust that you take that wheel. You know, it's not my wife's fault. She had an accident. I can't blame her for something that maybe if I had cleaned the mess up, maybe all this, maybe all of that, but I can't do anything about it now. All I can do now is return to being a more supportive husband until the time where she returns to a healthier state. Just like you are returning to your healthier state. The end of the road is all the way there. You're 1% away or 5 miles away from getting to the right signpost and getting off to the right road to get to the place where you see Senpa City, okay? And then the only thing that will be required of you to do, and the thing that you will have to learn to do the most, is to learn how to cherish the new life that you've just made. Knowing that the thing that has been staring you in front of your face your whole life, you, is all that you ever needed, but you can share it, yes, but you have to cherish what you share, and cherish it you must. And know that the things that are right in front of you that could be the best possible things for you, maybe it's time to say, I deserve those things too. Because you do.
Find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to roll.
And I don't think I really have to go back over again, but like I said, transitions are hard. They're meant to be hard. Rebirth begins when you begin. Rebirth begins when you begin.
Feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife.
We're giving it 12 more seconds for the ads to be kaputtied, for just to give everyone a little bit of sense of it. I know you might not be in ads, but I understand. You understand what I'm trying to say. So tell me why. Why is this now important? Hey, welcome in, Rabbitology. Welcome in, first time chatter. Welcome to my stream. But like I was trying to tell you to begin with, son, that what is required for that rebirth now? What is required the most right now? What do they need you to do the most right now? Donate back to yourself. Everything you've given to anybody else, you must balance the scales the other way too. And that means saying to yourself, you deserve to donate back to yourself again. You deserve to take care of yourself again. You deserve to say, I'm proud of who I am and who I've become and all of the accomplishments and all of the bullshit I've been through. I own this path. I own this thing that I've earned, because you did earn it. You earned it. So if you don't use this opportunity, well then it's up to you to decide what you do with what is being given to you. Can you take it and start to say, I deserve to have some good things too? Because I bet you're the kind of person who doesn't like to do a lot of good for themselves. In fact, you hate when people do good things for you. It makes you feel bad inside. Why? Someone's not allowed to make you feel the way you make others feel? Oh, I'm sorry. Poor Senny. Clearing the cards off from St. Paul. Welcome, Rabidology, since I haven't seen you here before. because you don't expect them to give it back. You don't expect them ever to do anything for you. You know what you do? You take what you can from them and consider it the gift. That's all you can ever do. That's what you have to learn how to do.
Leave the past behind. It's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage.
Your gift is your gift. Yeah, Bears. Okay. Hold on. I've got one more person. New person in the chat. Welcome into the Unknown Prophet. Ethereal Fire Readings. Here's how it works here, my friend. It's time for you to pick some numbers for me. I'm going to ask you to pick a number 1 through 10. I shuffle this deck, the five pass tarot, that many times for you. All right, and that's when I shuffle this deck for you. If cards hop out of the deck during your shuffle, I will let you know what those are after your reading. We call those God cards. But if they don't happen, they don't happen. I will also ask you to pick a second number 1 through 52. That's where the answers you are seeking will be in my deck. So a little bit more in your own hands here. I ask you to pick your numbers and put your question in chat as simply as possible so I can understand what you're asking me. If you just want a general reading, I will give you just a general reading of what you need to hear today. I am the Ethereal Fire Readings. That means I will light your world on fire and set your world ablaze to put you on the right path that will lead you to your best day ever. That's what I promise to try to do for you today. And I will tell you the complete truth, no sugarcoating, unhold barred, complete brutal truth. So that's what you got to walking in here, Rabbitology. So when you're ready, throw me your numbers and your question if you have one, and let me know when you're ready.
Rock with determination, feel the fire.
And just to let you know, since you're new here, we do give everyone about a 3-minute time limit to say that they are here and still want their reading. We understand there are internet issues, so please, if you are having internet issues, let me know as soon as you can, and that will automatically put you back in line again, and we will probably get to you as soon as we can. But just want to give everyone a fair shot here as well. Jew Bears, you are next in line. It is now your turn, Rabbit. I have a great affinity for rabbits or bunnies.
Find the path that leads you home.
I'll have a cigarette while I wait.
Don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel
Alexa, put 3 minutes on the timer. Alright, you now have 3 minutes, Rabbit, to respond. You have 3 minutes to respond. So, how are you doing today, Jew Bears? Are you doing well, hopefully?
and the strife, embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life.
All the turn, got the music up here still. So, does everyone like the new music? How do you guys like the new music? You guys like the new intro stuff? If you haven't checked that out, please go check that out. As we began today, please go vote on TikTok or any of the other social sites to let me know which version you like the best. There are 2 different versions out there. I kind of combined both of them into the same version. So first one plays, second one plays, and made it one whole version together. So
For the battle now, from the easy way to the hard way to the unseen road.
all right, Rabbit, you now have 1 minute 30 seconds to respond.
Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin.
I believe that tomorrow will come, and I believe that the dream will be forever as we dream. I know the moment will come, and I dance in the window. And the door I go, I pray. I know the dreams I go, I play. I wish I knew, only if I do. I believe in you, and I believe in me. Maybe it got lost in the battle that wasn't a dream. Alright, Rabbit, this is your last call. Alexa, stop timer. Rabbit. Alright, Jew Bears, it is your turn. Jew Bears, your turn.
From the easy way to the hard way to the unseen.
Jew Bears, you now have 3 minutes timer starting now, Alexa. 3-minute timer.
3 minutes.
Alright,
Starting
Alexa,
now.
stop timer. Alexa, stop timer. Alright.
3-minute timer cancelled.
There we go. Canceled the timer. We got 5 and second number and question of the day. While I cleanse these cards off for you to give you a fresh, clean shuffle of energy too. Yeah, you missed your turn, but hop back in line. It'll be your turn next. Just press exclamation point join and you'll be right back in line again. No worries, it happens. See? I'm not a bad guy. Just letting Jew Bears go first. So 5. Here are your 5 official shuffles, Jew Bears. 1, 2. Oops. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and the 30-second card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and now the 30-second card is now on top. General love reading for Jew Bears. Oh, Jew Bears. So, Jew Bears, since you haven't been here for a while, you automatically get to see your God cards after your reading, but we always go right after the reading. So, this is about your general question here. So, what we need to know here about the whole love thing, and I'm thinking romantic love is what we're seeking here, not just, internal love here. We want real, genuine connection with a person for a change. We think we've done as much as we can do on ourselves right now, and we've tried to work on ourselves for a while, kind of getting over some of our old hang-ups and some of our old bad patterns, kind of doing a lot of self-repair work, and kind of getting out of our own anxieties and fears way. So you kind of left the bullshit behind, and now you're trying to find a new brave way forward, and you're finally getting to the top of that hill where you're ready to start to share this journey with somebody now. And you want that genuine, romantic, I can't stand it, I'm so in love kind of genuine love, And you want someone to accept you for who you are. You don't just want it, you need someone to accept you for who you are. Right, Jew Bears? And you want to be able to say, I've moved past the bullshit to finally find happiness. Where do I find that happiness? It's closer than you think it is, Jew Bears. Love could be right around your very home right now. Could be genuinely closer than you think. Because there is this feeling of someone who already makes you feel this way. Who has already proven that they are there for you. Who has already proven that they have some kind of romantic feelings for you. Someone who's already a perfectly good person. You just can't accept that they're the one. Because maybe you don't feel at home enough within yourself quite yet. Or maybe you're just waiting for the opportunity to see if you are ready to share it. And this gentleman that I'm seeing has light brown skin, wears a lot of blue denim kind of a deal. More, I would say, Clark Kent trying to be Superman, but not really Superman necessarily. Just, that more professional. It'd be like if Clark Kent looked like Clark Kent, but had the attitude of Superman all of the time. Wasn't that geeky, gangly kind of guy. So very confident. Kind of has a superhero complex. Wants to save the world, or wants to save everybody, and it feels like the things that you have yet to let go of, or your preconceived notions more than anything, or your box that you keep putting yourself in, of the only kind of person you can fall in love with, is what's stopping you from finding the real love of your life, which is closer, like I said, closer than you think it is. So, and just to show you that, yeah, you've done the work. So say to yourself, I'm done with everything I need to do. They accept me as this person, or they don't accept me as this person. That now is saying and putting your heart out there and risking it being hurt. And that's saying, you make me feel as close to home as I've ever felt in my life. I want to start to show you just how much you make me feel like that. And that's you expressing that there are something that could be the best love of your life, but you have still yet to throw some things away that will come back to being more beneficial in the future. It's not just throwing away and getting out of your own way here. We're talking about the stuff that you both will have to work on together, and that will be some things that we have to put back into our compost pile so that we can turn this into the lifeblood or the nutrient good land to plant a new beautiful relationship where we will be more at home with ourselves. And then we have your God cards to answer to part of the other thing you wanted answered. Okay? So now we just go with what they tell you now. And basically I was hoping they would say something to this effect. And then this is what you need to hear, Jew Bears, is that don't let your anxieties and fear freeze you from the happiness you really want to find. That you still have to remind yourself that you earned this kind of love, that you deserve the kind of love that you're seeking. Knowing that and believing that every chance you get, that you deserve the kind of love you see in your head. That's what you're searching for, someone to match the insides of who you would like to be in love with, matching the outside, but someone who still wants to give and allow you to give you back to yourself. So even if you do have some healing left to do, they're willing to support you on that, right? Trusting those higher powers that they're trying to guide you in the right direction. They're trying to guide you and show you the light so that you will go towards the right person. Maybe you're just waiting for that right moment, right time, right place kind of a moment. Molding yourself or the person that you've wanted yourself into being. Be proud of what you became. Be proud of what you molded yourself into being. Because you want them to fall in love with the real you. Not the personification of the best version of you. The real you are today. Let them hope for the betters and show you that you can be better because you are better in that respect.
Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam.
That's what I'm seeing. So I'm also seeing I'm smelling a lot of baking around this person. So I smell fresh breads and cookies around this person too. So I don't know if that means something too. I don't know if that's kind of like they spend a lot of time baking, or maybe they're a baker or some kind of cook or something like that too. I don't know if any of that made sense to you there, Joubert. So. All right, Rabbit, it is your turn again. Are you here this time? Rabbit. All right. I'm going to clear these cards off for you, Rabbit. This is just to remind you, your first number is 1 through 10. Your second number is 1 through 52. Please ask your question as simply as possible if you have a question, or just say I want a general reading so I know what kind of a reading you want today. And that's it, Davey. 4 and 4, you got it. Question? Or what would you like to know?
Find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind. It's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way.
Okay.
To the unseen road.
Okay. So, what is the... okay. I'm just going to say here, 4 and 4 are still your numbers, right? 4 and 4. 4 shuffles, 4th card in. Or is 30 a new number? Okay, that's what I was making sure. All right, here we go. So, gotcha. That's what I thought. But I wanted to make double sure. Here we go with your 4 official shuffles for that question. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. No God cards for you this day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And this is how, I don't want to butcher her name, so I'm just going to call her Ad for this reading. AD or Ad for this reading, okay? Because I don't want to butcher her name, or his name, or whatever name there is. Okay? So, Rabbit.
Walk with determination, feel the fire on the road to destiny. Find the path that's meant to be.
So some of the things that here is what I want to tell you about, okay? And Ad and how they are feeling right now towards you, and how they will probably perceive you in the future, okay? Right now they see you as a person who's in the I need to work on myself a little bit kind of emotion, that I feel like I'm crossing my I's and dotting my T's so that I'm as perfect as I can to be, or as close to showing you who I am, the whole me, complete me, as best as to my ability at this point. I'm trying to forge something in the future that may be a possibility, but we're still kind of deciding what that's gonna be. So it's in that split, that state of let's decide what we want it to be. It could go either way for you. If you've worked good and you've kept up the communication that you needed to work on, you kept up on the opening those doors and allowing him to see the weaker sides of you, if you allowed him to own his own journey and not be such a jealous person all of the time too, and allow him to do the same for you, trusting each other completely with each other's hearts and souls and minds and bodies. You know what I'm saying? And what we are going to transform ourselves into being will be what we will do next. AKA, I've gotten my soul ready for the transformation. I believe I've done that transformation. Now, Do you accept me for who I am as a person? Is the question now. So, how do they feel about you? As a person who is working on themselves, but working towards a positiveness. So that's one of the things they think of you. As a person who's ready to start a new life. That you have new growth and new experiences that you are ready to start to achieve in your life. Something physically good for yourself. They see you trying to do something physically good for your body. They see you doing better things as far as the mental aspect of yourself. They see you in a more positive light as far as that goes. Whatever spirituality you hold true to yourself, at least they see you trying to live within your own belief system and going and living in the things that are the most important to you, staying true to who you are. So seeing those seeds go into the ground and seeing where those things can grow for us together is what we're kind of working on right now. So they're trying to see whether or not they want to come water those seeds to see if they're things they want to grow in their lives. So, do I like her body? Do I like her mind? Do I like her soul? Do I like his soul? Blah, 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 blah. Can I feed this thing every day? Give it the attention it needs. Give it everything it needs to help it grow. Now we see the world for how it truly is. Because now we've talked about what it would mean for us to be together. And what does it mean for us to go our separate ways? Because I feel like it's between we need to either find a new way forward or we need to go our separate ways kind of a moment. And I think it's going to be a very definitive. You will see the situation exactly for how it needs to be right now. And I think you're very aware that it's got to start moving in that positive direction. That you both have a tendency to look at the darkness of all of the things, not so much at the beautiful light things you guys have overcome together. And this dark mirror always shows up when people haven't chosen to look at it. Is not darkness that you are facing. It's the unknown possibilities of what you guys can be together that you are facing now. That's the unknown possibilities of what you could forge forward. So walking into the unknown, not quite sure of what will come of all of this. Not quite understanding what it means to them quite yet. Am I looking at this in a positive light or am I looking at this in a negative light? Because I'm facing the wrong way. If I'm looking at the dark mirror, then I'm looking at the thing that's right behind me, all of that darkness. That means the light is right in front of me, but I can't see it because I don't see the mirror that I need to move. I need to understand myself. They need to understand themselves. How do we make this something we do together? Physically, what do we do? Mentally, what do we do? Spiritually, what do we do? Let's see the world for how it really is and what it's going to actually be like before we make any other judgment calls on it. As long as we can see it in a more positive light, it will start to be a little bit more. So I think he wants to grow in a progression. He wants it to be a slow, steady progression of finding out more about you, seeing if this is something that you guys can do together. And I believe it's really going to be about those little seeds you put into each other, as far as this is what I want in a real physical way for just me, not a you and me, but sharing that part of me allows you to understand me better kind of a deal. Mentally, I want you to understand, here are my issues and problems. They're not your problems to fix. I just need you to be aware of them so you can support me when you see me struggling with them. You know what I'm saying? It's honest, good, healthy communication and relationship stuff rather than the old toxic stuff that used to be done. You know? And I think you both are very, very aware of that. I don't think he would be working on it if there wasn't what you see him trying, don't you? You see him honestly trying. You see him honestly giving you what he can for his heart right now. It's just a matter of fact of saying, okay, here's how I feel with you back, and being vulnerable enough to be scared that he's gonna say anything other than I like you back, because that's the trick, right? Until we say the words, how we actually feel out loud, then it's out there. Now, how do you respond? Because what if he says those words and you don't respond the way he thinks he wants you to respond? Exactly. That's just it. There's no communication, so how can you talk about that? And those good communication things. It's got to be an open, honest relationship. You both have to be vulnerable with sharing your own trauma, but not putting that trauma on each other, allowing you to move and work through your own personal issues. And as we do that together and learn how to work together as that team, overcoming those obstacles where I support you, you support me, I allow myself the opportunity to grow in more and more and more healthier ways of going about that relationship. And you are working on that right now. You just have to understand it's a work in progress. If it doesn't work out, then the only alternative is this. You have to start understanding it's time to work on self then. If you don't seeing it working out with them, then you have to go back to what do I need to work on myself to be okay with something that beautiful? Because why don't I deserve that beautiful thing in front of me? And I really want you to ask yourself, why don't you deserve this beautiful thing in front of you? And something about stop bouncing the red ball on my door. I don't know why I had to say that, but stop bouncing the red ball on my door. I don't know if that means anything to you. Yeah, exactly. Oh, something, I don't know if it means something to you later or will mean something to you somewhere down the line, but something about bouncing a red ball on somebody's door constantly and annoying them all the time. And they keep knocking back at you and you go, where is it coming from?
Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within.
I think that's all it really would be. I think you have to be the bigger person by admitting that there is work to be done there. And I think that they want to work out with you, but you gotta give it an honest new shot. There has to be new boundaries, new rules, new relationship. If you take the old crap back into it again, it's not gonna work out because you'll just keep doing the same old bad mistakes again and again and again. Or take some time to really start to adjust to what you actually want and see if he actually still fits the need. Because maybe he doesn't as much as you think he does. You know? And I'm just saying, is it time to work on the me? Or do I need this person in my life, really, you know? If he's not there, if he doesn't want to be, if he wants to be there, he'd be there is my favorite thing to say to people. And like I said, if he wanted to be there, he would be there. If he's giving you that kind of a vibe and, you know, maybe he can't get past some of those old issues and problems. He just can't do it. You got to understand that could be it too. You know, he can't get past all of the trauma. Yeah, well, people get confused and in their heads and I don't know what they're thinking. And just like you are thinking in your head, they're thinking in their own head. They have their own anxieties and fears about what this could mean or can't mean, you know? So, you know, and maybe he's a little bit selfish, you know, and maybe he's a little bit into a little bit of an ego there. Maybe he's got some attributes that you're not really looking at all the way, you know? That if you really ask yourself, if I want that in my life, you probably say, well, can I get a guy without that stuff? Alright. That's just what what I'm hearing here in my head. Okay. I think it's a commitment thingy. I think it's a commitment / I'm afraid of putting it all out there and failing And unfortunately, he's not willing to risk the hurt over the heart. That's what I think it boils down to. I don't think it's you at all. Some insecure stuff. At least that's what my intuition and my guys are telling me, so.
It's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. To unfold a wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam.
Oh, my friends, I really want to say,
What's true? Keep pushing forward.
mostly, the dreaming about the blue thingy, though, you know, is a sense of sadness, but wanting to be forgiven and forgotten. More, I think it's closure. It's closure time, you know? Well, it's an intuition to deal with the situation, you know? DreamSpeak says that when you're dreaming about someone and you're just dreaming them out of the blue, that's because there's some unresolved thing you have yet to deal with them, or some closure you haven't gotten for you. Most of the time, that's what DreamSpeak teaches us. Intuition teaches us that now that I know that, how does that make me feel that I'm in an awake kind of a world? So my question is, how does that make you feel when you think of him out of the blue? What's your first guttural instinct?
Walk with determination, feel the fire on the road to destiny.
I'll be right with you, Miss Magician.
Leave the past behind, it's time.
And some part of you is trying to tell you something. She's doing fine. She tore a little bit of a ligament in her stump. She's got to stay off of it for 3 to 4 weeks. Other than that, she should be okay. A little bit of in pain and stuff like that. So yeah, she's okay though. She's gonna be okay. She's just feeling more butthurt that she slipped on something that we didn't catch in time, more than anything. Embarrassed that she fell in the first place when it wasn't her fault at all. Because we accidentally left some juice on the ground I didn't see. I thought I had cleaned it all up and I missed some. So that's what happened, unfortunately. Yeah. Why don't you throw me your numbers there, Miss Magician? I think I got everything I needed to tell Rabbit about anyway. And then I think I'll let you be my last one for today. And we'll go out with a bang. And we'll go maybe say hi to Tansy. I know she's on streaming right now. Yeah, I know your numbers. Just getting the cards cleansed. Alright, general reading for my favorite student. Alright, here we go. 3 and 11. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we got 2 God cards. Oh, 3 God cards. 1, 2, 3. And the 11th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 11th card is. One thing good about you is I always know what you want. A general reading with those numbers. I just like to check in from time to time to make sure that's true. So, here's what we need to know about. Alright, let me get rid of the old crazy person on the screen here for a second so I can concentrate on you. And, I know it's approaching for you, and I feel it too. Like I said, I know there's a conversation we need to have before the month is out, and I think this is where we will be taking it to the next step that you will be ready to take soon. Just like you've gotten out of your own way now, so now you don't have those blocks in your way anymore. So now you're making it up to the top of that hill easier and easier and easier because you don't have any of those blocks in your way anymore. And now feeling more at home with your current situation, control over your life, your personal life, professional life, and even, all of the other stuff that comes with being mom and all the other stuff is too. It's not all, it's not all bed of roses and stuff like that. It's a fair amount of work, but what life isn't? It's genuinely just normal everyday, readjusting to a new moving period and readjusting to where we've come in our lives now. Now, we found this home within ourselves and we understand what that means to us. Now we are protecting that, and now where do we want to take this? Because now we're ready to journey into the next phase, because we have our new start point. At least now we know if we go back to some place where we have to start all over, it's this spot, the spot we chose when we decided to become Miss Magician. And then now what we add to that is the hearth and home to that fire. We bring the logs in when we need to have that extra energy within ourselves. We're learning how to do that, the give and take of energies, to give and take back as equally as you give to them. Getting back some of this very strong energy is to get you used to those very strong energies, because somewhere down the line you might be asked to walk through the ethereal door and be used to those energies too. So we're not going to just throw you into the lake and expect you to swim here. We're going to give you an inner tube and test the waters out for a while before we throw you in all of the water we're going to send you in. Because even the small stream we're providing you at this point is just to help you build the spirituality and life that you said you wanted to start to live. This is what it's been about. Building this new journey, building this new home, building this new path, building this new thing that we are doing. It's all been about building. When you had your world taken away, your freedom away, your everything taken away, your freedom of choice was even taken away. Now you may not be getting some of the things you thought you were getting, but at least you have that now. You still are knowing it's your choice now to let what you are coming in that way, the way you want it to. And every single decision you make is a good choice, because you're taking that time to discover what those blocks in that wall mean. Just like you building that home within yourself, you are still, in so many ways, still building that home.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind.
So then they wanted to tell you about this other stuff, and it's really, really been about these three things that they've just been trying to get you to understand. The family of your choice, the family you choose, is the only family that matters. The ones that heard your call, the ones who are a part of your pack, no matter what, that's what the family needs to mean to you now. That's the family we need you to love and trust. The one you make, the one you're a part of with you and everyone involved, including the Scotty and all of the other people you might want involved in there. You know it's going to take time. You know it's going to take patience. Not always having to be the leader or the follower in this situation either. So sometimes just allow yourself to just be there until the time is right to say, do you want to come with me or not? This is where I want to go. I want you to travel with me. Can you hear my song? Can you be with me just to be with me? And be with me completely as family, as all of this stuff. Which means we build ourselves and forge ourselves into the thing we want ourselves to be. So we know we're in this transformative moment here. We know that this is in the fire for a reason. This dark night of the soul I keep trying to tell you about. Well, we're almost in the thick of it. And it's not going to be fun, but it will be the best thing that has ever happened to you by the time you end this time. because that's when you lay the new seeds of life again. That's when you start to lay down and put down into the ground the new life you truly grow into, because you are going to be deciding that path for yourself. Your destiny's in your hands. The power and the physical way is going to be yours, the mental way is going to be yours, and the spiritual way is going to be yours. Having all of your balls finally juggled the way they need to be juggled. It's going to be like, I don't know what to do because I've never had this before, so I don't know how to deal with this adjustment time. So that's why they're giving you this wide berth right now until you're ready for that final thing that we'll talk about when you're ready.
Find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you discover what's true.
You're welcome. Like I said, and always have said, you know, we do this together, and I will always be here for you, as you will when you need me, and when you need me to help you with those next steps. When you're ready, I'll be here for you. And like I said, even if we just get together and talk about what those could possibly mean to us, and we don't make any moves to next month, that's fine. But just, we're making progress. Remember, by the end of this year, we're reminding ourselves that it's our goal to be the happiest woman I've ever been in my life, right? Well, takes a little bit of work to get to be happy sometimes, but definitely the work is worth it. Yeah. Whoever said good things in life don't come free, best things in life come free. Freedom of choice, freedom to live the life I've always wanted to live. Definitely worth it. And I wish I had listened sooner, but even I didn't listen to everything they were trying to tell me at times. So. Because I thought I knew better. Because I thought, maybe if I did it my way and not their way, you know.
Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen roads.
I think it's about time to get going for today, guys. I'm just kind of fixing some of these things that I just got done adjusted here for the first time. Just making sure they all stay in their respective spots. So we're going to start to head out here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the new intro and the new outro, the new music and everything, guys. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Friday is coming up fast, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me, okay there, young lady? I'll go check in there real quick before I head out for the day. So, and I'm going to go say hi to Tansy real quick. So we're going to go raid my wonderful baby streamer, Tansy, because she's a streaming, and I want to go say hi. So, first things first, we got to shout out the beautiful young lady. We're going to go there. We're going to go say hi to one of my favorite streamers, baby streamers out there, trying to help as many people along the way. You know what I'm saying? Okay, where are they now? I hate this thing that doesn't like me very much sometimes.
Walk with determination, feel the fire on the road to destiny. Find the path that's meant to be.
Oh, here we go. I was like, wait a minute.
It's time to set your spirit.
Alright, we're going to go give Tansy our love. So everybody come along with me, and here we go, so that you guys can travel along. If you are a subscriber, please use this message here. If you are not a subscriber, use this message here. And we're going to go say hi to your best Tansy, one of my favorite baby streamers out there. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.